Hey guys, welcome back to How to Rip. We make surfing tutorials on How to Rip to help your surfing progress at any level, from beginner all the way through to advanced. But today's video is for anyone who has ever wanted to learn how to surf. Today is that video, going from zero to how to surf. So the first step for anyone who wants to learn how to surf is choosing the right board. Let's have a look at how to select the perfect board for a beginner. With so many boards on the market, it can be really hard to know what board to choose. So I'm recommending that you go big, go long, go wide, go thick. Get a foamy, they're really beginner friendly. This is the deck. You put wax on the deck so that your feet stick to it. At the top we have the nose of the board. At the bottom we have the tail. Here we see where the leg rope connects to the board. You put that on your back leg. If you're not sure which foot you should have forward, have someone push you from behind. Whichever foot goes forward is your front foot. Here we see the bottom of the board with the fin at the bottom. That's what keeps you in the wave and stops you from sliding around. The sides of a surfboard are called rails. Step number 2 is choosing the right beach. Now there are lots of factors that come into what is the right beach. We're going to break them down now, make it very clear. When we're looking at selecting an appropriate beach to learn to surf at, what we're looking for is a beach that has a sandy bottom with nice, fluffy waves similar to this. Even at a safe beach like this, you can still see that there are hidden hazards. You can see the rocks to the right here. It pays to do a thorough beach analysis before you go out anywhere, paying attention to rocks, rips, and any other hazards. The other thing that we want to avoid as learner surfers is reef. We don't want to surf over reef. As you can see here, if you fall, you're going to hit it and it's going to hurt. Another thing we want to avoid is crowds and waves that are too big and too steep, much like this example here. So let's stick to fluffy waves similar to this. These waves are forgiving and easy to learn on. Okay, so step number 3 is learning what waves we want to catch as beginners. Where to go, how to position yourself, and how to negotiate the waves. We're also going to touch on how to progress that and take things a little bit further and catch an unbroken wave once you've mastered the basics of whitewater waves. Now for the learner surfer, this is the kind of wave that we want. This guy's done it really well. You can see that they're foamy, they're soft, it's over a sand bottom, but they've got enough power to push you along. This is what we're looking for. We want waves like this. So for the beginner, we want to walk out to about waist deep water. You can see as you do that, you have the nose of your board pointed towards the wave. It's easier to negotiate the waves this way. And then when you see a wave you want, you simply turn around and paddle. And that allows you to do this. You can see I've got a really small, gentle whitewater wave, which is ample for someone to learn how to surf. Now once you progress, you eventually want to head out the back. We're going to discuss some ways to actually get out there soon. Once you get out the back though, it gives you the freedom to pick and choose. And you can see the wave that you want, you can paddle for it, and take off and ride an unbroken wave. But we'll get to this a little bit later. It's important to realize that when we want to actually catch a wave, that we're going from a stationary position, so we need to paddle hard to increase our speed to similar that of the whitewater or the wave we're going to catch. If you don't paddle hard enough or for long enough, this will happen. You'll see that you'll just fall off the back of the wave and you won't actually get a chance to ride that wave. So to get out the back, we can use various techniques, and this is one where you simply sit back on the board and then launch forward as the wave hits your board, then you can get out over the top of the wave. Next, we see a method which is less technical. You simply paddle hard into the oncoming wave, and as it approaches, you tuck your chin to your chest and you punch through. It's really important to make sure that your chin goes to your chest so that you have a nice neutral spine should that wave hit your head. Another technique that we can use is a turtle roll or an Eskimo roll, similar to this. So what you do is you roll over as the wave approaches, you hold the nose close to your body, and that will allow the wave to roll over the top of you. You then simply roll back over and continue to paddle. All of these techniques will take some practice, but they will allow you to get at the back like this, and this is the stage where you're looking to catch an unbroken wave. So the next step, which segues perfectly from that, is paddling position. You must find the perfect paddling position for you. Otherwise, you'll nosedive, or the nose will be up like this, making things really hard to catch waves and even just paddle around. So we need to find out the best paddling position. So the optimum paddling position is something similar to this. You can see the surfer is positioned not too far forward on their board and not too far back. You've got to find that spot where the nose is just out of the water. This will take some practice, and that's why spending some time paddling around in flat water can just help you familiarize yourself with where to be. Likewise, you don't want to be too far on the left of the board or too far on the right, or it will tip. And when we talk about actual paddling technique, we want your legs together and big, long, powerful strokes. Big, long, powerful strokes will help you paddle into waves, help you develop speed so that you can actually catch that moving wave. You can notice here that as I'm actually paddling for a wave, my paddling is faster and harder than it was when I was just paddling out the back. That's because you want to be more aggressive in your paddling technique when you're trying to catch a wave. Okay, so we know how to paddle, we know where we need to be on that surfboard. You've gone out into the water and you've familiarized yourself with that. Now we're going to come back out of the water just quickly before we kick off. Next, we need to have practice of popping up. We're going to break down the pop-up for you now. So you want to draw the outline of a surfboard on the sand, making sure that you draw a line down the middle which represents the stringer. That's how we know where the center of the board is. From there, you lay down in the same paddling position that you want to assume when you're paddling around. So legs together, and you've assumed that position. You can practice paddling, lifting your chest up, which creates room for your legs to jump through, and then jumping them through. So we paddle, lift the chest by putting our hands on the deck, and then jumping our feet through like that, and then lifting our hands up when we're ready to stand up. Let's break that down with some real examples. So here you can see me paddling in. Once I know the wave's got me, I'm putting my hands on the deck and lifting my chest up. You can see I'm getting ready to bring my legs through. From there, I bring my feet through, but my hands are still on the deck, they haven't come off yet. From there, once I'm solid and I'm happy with my stance, I take my hands off and then I'm up and riding. For some of you in the early stages, you might keep your hands on your board for a little bit longer. As you get more confident, you get up quicker. Okay, so we've practiced on the beach, we've got our pop-up sorted, we're confident. Now it's time to go out into the water, but the first thing you're going to do before catching a wave and practicing to stand up is just learning how to catch a wave. So you're going to go out to about waist deep water initially and just practice catching a wave like that. Sometimes it can make things easier if you have a friend with you and they can help push you on. But the secret to catching waves is really paddling harder and for longer than you think you need to. Once we've practiced catching a few waves on our bellies and we're used to that sensation of a wave pushing us along, then it's time to go out and catch a wave and start popping up. So once you actually get comfortable and confident catching a wave, well then you can catch a wave and try and pop up. The same thing happens. We catch the wave and then we just pop up like we practiced on the beach. Now it's not going to happen that quickly and that smoothly to start with, but with practice you will get there and you'll be up and riding much like this surfer. And once you get there, it's a feeling that you'll never forget. It's a feeling you'll love and become addicted to. Once you get comfortable, you can start to angle which direction you're going. So initially you'll be going straight, the board going towards the beach. But as you get more confident, start to look down the right or to the left of the wave, and you'll see that this will angle you and you'll actually start to ride along a wave. And as you get better, you can take off on an angle, like you can see here. I took off with my board slightly angled towards the left, and that sent me in that direction. And once again, it's that simple. Here you can see me just looking, and as I look, my body follows and I'm starting to go right. So practice this. Practice going from right to left. This teaches you the basics of turning, and we can develop those skills a little bit later. And that's it guys, if you've made it this far and you can catch a whitewater wave and you can stand up and ride a wave, you're surfing. That's what surfing is right there, riding a wave. But the next step, if you've got that nailed, is to catch an unbroken wave. We're going to break that down now so you can master that. So the secret to catching unbroken waves is that you need to pop up much faster. As you can see here, I've paddled in and I've made sure that I was up and riding so that I could control the board as I went down it. Because it hasn't broken yet, the face is steeper, so there's an increased likelihood that you'll nosedive. But by popping up and standing up early, you can control the board as you ride down that steep section. And then from there you can ride out and keep practicing on the whitewater. Like I mentioned before, practice going to the right and practice going to the left. Once you're confident taking off on an unbroken wave and going straight, you can then practice paddling in on a slight angle and then taking off and riding along the wave like this. This way, you're on the face of the wave, so you're riding that real unbroken wave for longer, instead of going straight and going down the face and then eventually onto the whitewater. This is what we want to get to. We want to get to the point where we can catch waves and ride along the face. That's when surfing really starts to get fun. Learning how to surf is not a race, so don't be worried if you need to spend a little longer on certain steps just to master them before you progress. That's really important. If you build a solid foundation, it makes progressing a lot easier. Thanks for watching the video today guys. I hope that now you understand how you can actually surf and the steps you need to take and the things you need to focus on to make it happen. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to our channel, and let me know what else you want to see. Thanks for watching guys, and good luck. Do you guys love to surf? Well, so do I. Now you can check out my latest range of clothing called I Love Surf. And for a limited time only, with every purchase of I Love Surf clothing, you'll get a limited edition free How to Rip DVD. Go to ilovesurf.co and you can find a range of clothing to suit your needs.